One very interesting concept explored in the Kabbalah is the fact that we are our desires, or that we are desire. Like, our whole being is desire. If you study further, you'll see that, the universe was created from desire. Desire was what sprang forth what we call our universe, or the universe as we know it. That's what it came forth from. It came forth from desire. And what I want to explore is the fact that we are our desires. Our desires define us. Whatever we thirst for, we get there eventually, so long as we know that whatever we desire is already ours. And to get to that point of knowing, when you know, your desire dies, and you embody the desire instead of like longing for it, like it's not a part of you already. Once the desire dies, that energetic gap of desire, it closes and brings you closer to the desire. Now, to really close that gap is to just not need it anymore, just to not desire, which self-explanatory. You collapse that desire by having what it is that you want already. And having what you want physically is just to have it emotionally first. So once you have it emotionally, you no longer need it, you no longer desire for it. Therefore, you close the gap between you and it physically. So whatever we long for, we attract towards us. And what I found interesting was, yesterday I was at an event. And one of my young sons, he had a thirst for a particular type of knowledge that I could point him toward, like I could lead him towards that rabbit hole, if that makes sense. And I just found it interesting that, I never knew that was what he wanted until, after some conversation. Honestly, we were talking about some BS at first, like just some funny stories. And then suddenly it all got serious. And it was just me and him talking, and, he was saying, oh yeah, like, he knows that there's definitely, he had an intuitive kind of knowing about something, but he didn't have any material, like anything that could point him towards the fact that he's right, or that what he's thinking is right, or anything to kind of deepen his understanding of whatever he suspects is to be true. So I was able to point him in that direction, and then I just thought after my interaction with him, like, yo, like, his thirst for knowledge brought me and him together somehow, because he didn't even want to come to that event, but somehow one of his friends that I was with at this event just, basically just convinced him to come somehow. All these events or circumstances, we never know how it's going to come to us. We don't know how life is going to unravel. And by the time it does, you won't even remember the starting point of it all. You know what I mean? You're kind of, it's something you're never going to expect. And placing expectations on how you're going to get to where you want to be, with no room for like, oh, okay, it doesn't even have to happen this way, but this is just what I think. Leaving no room for like, I don't want to say error, but yeah, error in your plan, because any plan you conjure up is going to be limited. The point I want to get to is, you shouldn't have to worry about how you're going to get to where you want to be. Just hold the desire in your mind relentlessly. Just hold it in your mind. That's true prayer. to just hold it in your mind and know that you have it already. Know that it's going to come to you. And you're not going to know how it's going to come to you. It's going to come from the unknown. That's what we have to keep telling yourself. You can have a vague idea, but really and truly, you never know how life is going to unravel. You know, if you keep on placing your limitations on it, you don't leave room for the infinite to do his work, because you're rejecting what he's trying to give to you, essentially. It's like meddling in God's plans. We essentially take a detour from whatever the unlimited being has planned for us. We take a detour, you know, and it takes us longer to get to where we're trying to be, because, you know, we're too like obsessed with the how instead of just being at the end goal, instead of, oh, how am I need to have these physical requirements to get to where I'm gonna be. Some people got to where you want to be with half your talent or no talent at all, half your intellect or no intellect at all. All they had was a knowing. All they had was the conviction, the knowing that their desire was already theirs. Embodying that desire in the present moment, every single day, relentlessly. No matter how you're feeling, keep on embodying the desire. You know, how would I react to, how would the desired me react to these emotions that are arising within me? Would I let them bother me? Would I entertain these feelings? Would I entertain these thoughts? Would I entertain these people? It's gonna be uncomfortable, you know, kind of doing things that you don't usually do, but that's the whole point. You become someone you've never been. You become someone you've never been to get to somewhere you haven't been to before. So just relentlessly hold the picture of what you want in your mind, and keep on being thankful for it in the present moment. Be thankful for it in the present moment, so that you can attract what you want to you instantly. By the time you embody the feelings and thoughts that are associated with what you want, you won't even need it physically, and you'll see that things will start to come to you, things start to come to you so easily, bro. So easily, to the point where you forgot where the thought originated that you wanted this in the first place. You know, obviously over time, the more things you embody, once the desire arises within you, the more you embody that desire, the more naturally it will become to just, once you understand what you want, you now become what you've understood about what you want. And then you naturally move towards it, even if it seems like, you know, things are going downhill. That's literally a rule of that's literally the nature of life. You know, when things seem to be bad, they actually turn out to be good. When things seem to be good, they usually turn out for the worst. That's the whole concept of rhythm right there. Compensation. You know, the fact that good fortune springs from misfortune, and misfortune is always one step behind good fortune. Close that distance between you and what you want by just knowing that it's already yours, and trusting that it will come to you. If you watch this far, like and subscribe. If you don't subscribe, I still appreciate you watching this far. Stay blessed.